A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "In your prayer, do not rattle on like the pagans. They think they will win a hearing by the sheer multitude of words. Do not imitate them. Your Father knows what you need before you ask him. This is how you are to pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us the wrong we have done, as we forgive those who wrong us. Subject us not to the trial, but deliver us from the evil one." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Follow Jesus. Awesome. So, we have just begun, last week we began what season again? Starting with review. Lent, right? Very good. And does anyone remember, this is just a bonus point review. What was that fancy word I told you for the type of day to celebrate the saint? What, this is the blank of St. Francis of Rome. Anyone remember that fancy word? Yeah. Close. Commemoration. There we go. The commemoration, which just means a smaller celebration, right? Sometimes we have bigger celebrations, and even during Lent, there are a few bigger celebrations when we celebrate all-out feast days, or even the biggest type of feast day, which is called a solemnity, right? But most of the saints have commemorations during Lent. And what does that mean? Why is that? It's not because the saints are less important, right? But it's because if we celebrated all the saints, we would miss out on all the Lent prayers, right? And Lent is a very special time, as I said, to grow closer to Jesus. And so today, we are going to have a very special day to grow close to Jesus, right? How many of you remember, this is the third time we've done this now. We did it last spring, and then we did it in the fall. How many of you remember our all-school Adoration days, right? I love these days, and I'm so excited. We did it once last year, and this year I said, let's do it once a semester. And so we are going to end Mass today by putting Jesus in the Eucharist in that gold thing that's sitting over there by Mr. Taney. Does anyone remember what that thing is called? What is that called? Yeah. Say it again? Monstrance. Very close. Yep, monstrance. So, and that word monstrance, it kind of, what does this sound like? What does this sound like? Yeah. Yeah. It does sound like monster. Yep, you're right. But do you think it's the same word as monster? No? Do you know what word we should think of? What? Go ahead. No, good try, though. Yeah. We should always think of Jesus. This is kind of a tough one. I won't expect you to come up with this one. So think of the word demonstrate. Demonstrate, right? When we demonstrate something, we're showing you something, right? When we put Jesus in the monstrance, we're showing you Jesus, right? You can see him. Is he always present in the tabernacle? Yeah, normally. Anytime you see that light, if that light's ever off and the door's open, that means he's probably not in there. But that only happens a few times a year. Normally, he's always present in there, right? But in adoration, we take him out and show him to you so that you can see him, right? Does that mean it looks like him? No. But it's really him, isn't it? Right? And so we're going to have a special time to draw close to Jesus today, a special time to savor his love. I told all our friends in the parish this last Ash Wednesday and a little bit over the weekend that this is going to be our theme for Lent, to savor God's love, right? And so what does it mean to savor? Anyone know? What are some other times you've heard that word used? Yeah. 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 Yeah, to keep it as something good. Yeah, you're on the right track. You're doing great. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. To take care of something special. Yeah, okay. Yep, you're on the right track. Yeah. To really enjoy it. Yep, we're getting it. Very good. So to really savor something is to realize that what we have is so special, we want to hold it close. We want to take care of it. We want to enjoy it, right? And that's what God wants us to do with His love. He wants us to really savor His love, right? Like we might savor a good meal, right? It's delicious, right? Right? We want to savor God's love. And that's what we do in adoration, is we take time just to spend time with Him and to see how much He loves us. So, we've seen today, we've seen over the past several weeks, that we've been talking about a special way to pray, that we talk about the 5 things to say to Jesus every day. And which one, let's see how many we can come up with. What's one of them? Yeah. I love you too. Very good. Thank you. We're doing great. Well, that's what Jesus says to us when we say what? What do we say to Jesus? Yeah. I'm sorry. Very good. And we've been going over here. Let's go over here. What? Please? Yep. And then what's the last one in the middle there? Yes. Very good. So we've talked about the first 4, right? I love you too. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please. And now we come to yes, right? So get this. So all of our prayer that we've done so far, telling Jesus that we love Him too, thanking Him for all of the good things He's done, telling Him we're sorry when we need to tell Him we're sorry, right? And saying please, asking Him for the things that we want. All of what that does is it helps our hearts to grow. And it helps our hearts to grow closer to Jesus so that we're ready when He tells us to do something to say yes, right? Just like when your parents or your teachers tell you to do something, they need you to say yes, right? To be obedient and cheerful, right? And that's what we need to do for Jesus, is to say yes. The saint we learned about today, St. Francis of Rome, is a perfect example of somebody who said yes to so many of the good things that God was calling her to do, right? And God called her to do so many wonderful things to help other people in the world, right? But where did she find the ability to do that? From Jesus, right? She spent time with Jesus in prayer so that she was able to say yes to Him, right? And so isn't it interesting that when we're learning about this saint who spent a lot of time doing things to help others and to show love and kindness to others, that our gospel story was the moment when Jesus taught us to pray, right? Because that's the goal of our prayer, guys, is Jesus wants us to grow closer to Him because He has an important job for us. He's going to send us to do His will, to do His work in the world. And so during our time of prayer today, I just want you to realize that it's good to just spend time with Jesus. And that time spent with Jesus is going to help you to do all the good things that God is calling you to do throughout the day.